G'day. As you saw from the title, this video is mostly about OxiClean and also about sodium percarbonate. Now, sodium percarbonate is the active ingredient in OxiClean, about 30% though. So, and a lot of people use this in their breweries, and clean brewing equipment, their beer lines and such, because it's cheap. Now, I did a bit of investigating a while back and found out that you can get sodium percarbonate 100%, which is this, for about $10 a kilo. So in the equivalent, you'd have to be getting 3 kilos for $10 of your OxiCleans. But it's not only the price. As I said, this is 100% and this is the stuff you want. It doesn't leave any gunk behind. It breaks down to nothing dangerous at all, to water virtually, oxygen and stuff you just don't have to worry about. There's many companies like Cooper's that have their own brand of sanitizer that is this 100% sodium percarbonate. It's great stuff, and it cleans like nothing else you've seen before. It's the cleaning bit of this that's in the OxiClean that does the job that we want. It just eats up organic matter like no tomorrow really quickly. Most of it, it's only 10 minutes or so, and it does a really good job. That's if it's clean. If it's really rough, you might have to leave it in there. You know, really got a lot of gunk on it, you might have to leave it in there for a bit longer. But I've done a few little demos. One on an airlock, which I'll show you now, how easy it cleans. The airlock was from a blowout, a lot of gunk all over it. And after that, I had my my yeast flask. I only have one, but I let it dry and fill up with gunk, and I washed one in OxiClean and one with sodium percarbonate, and I'll give you a look at that as well. The other thing I want to mention, PBW. PBW is probably, I don't know, about 60% this at least. There's a bit of, how do you pronounce it, metasilicate? Sorry, a bit tongue-tied today. That does a few other things, makes it a bit less harsh on things. But really, this is a great cleaner. If you can get that metasilicate, I can't talk today, and mix it with this, you've virtually got your own PBW. But I find this is all I need. My beer lines, all my equipment. It's safe on just about everything. You know, you don't leave things soaking for too long in these strong cleaners. You know, overnight or whatever is fine, but you don't want to leave it sitting in there. As a sanitizer, it's a longer contact time. You want a decent soak with it for the sanitizing bit of it, and a good drain, but it really is a no rinse. I still myself use Star Sand, just because I usually wash stuff in this, and I usually let it dry, and then later on it's just as easy just to wash it with Star Sand. It's got a quicker contact time, and I'm always in a hurry. So that's why I often use Star Sand as well. And Star Sand is good for your beer bottles and things like that. It's just quick, you know, bang, 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 done, and pack. But besides, as a cleaner, and you can use it as a sanitizer if you like, this is great stuff. I'll give you a look now. So the next demo is just this old, well, it's not old actually, it's fairly new, airlock that you can see I had a bit of a blowout in, and I've actually let it dry, not on purpose. I just forgot to rinse it straight away. So I'm going to put that into some sodium percarbonate and we'll see how it goes. So I just have the bottom of an old lunchbox. Just going to put in a teaspoon of sodium percarbonate. It's probably too much. Some very warm water. Not quite boiling, I didn't want to melt things. Give it a stir. I'll whack that in. Make sure we get some water inside of it, because half of that's inside of it. You can just about see it working immediately. Oh, that water's a bit hot. some inside. The time's now 12 o'clock. I'll turn off. I'll keep dunking it and turning around a couple of times. I might even just leave it, see how we go. I'll come back in 10 minutes. So that's been 10 minutes now. And it looks pretty good. I'm just going to turn it over. Because obviously the top floating side where the air was wouldn't have got much contact. I'll just leave that for another 10. Doesn't even look like it needs it. But I will, just in case there's stuff that we can't see. So there it is. Dunk it in. That looks pretty bloody clean to me. I'll just rinse it out under the tap. You don't have to see that. So there it is. It's like new. Hang on, I'll get this out of the way. There it is. It's like new. Needs to dry, of course. Just all I did was give it a quick rinse under the tap, and it's like new. Not a mark left on it. You got to remember, this is the stuff they use for cleaning inside beer lines. It gets in there and does its job in a very short period of time. I just want to give you a quick demo on how good this stuff works. The sodium percarbonate. I don't know if you can see how dirty that is. It's, from an old yeast starter. I was lazy and it's probably been dried in there for a week. I did wash out, quickly rinse the bottom out of it. And we'll sit it there. I'll whack a teaspoon of this 100% sodium percarbonate in it, and I'll just show you how active it is. And just use hot water. Hot water's great, helps it along. I'll just whack, I don't know, a teaspoon or so in, probably a little bit less, just about a teaspoon, and some hot water. I need a big kettle. It's a bit hard to see from back here, but if I bring the camera in closer, I'm hoping you can see how active it is. You can see that's where a dirty patch is. We'll come and check that in a little while and see how it's going. Now that's been less than 10 minutes. And all that junk is gone already. You can see a lot of reflections, but that junk's gone. Hang on, I'll just put that on macro mode. The junk is gone. But it's chewed through that like nobody's business. I'll hold it up against the black so you can just double check that. The only things that are on this are my fingerprints on the outside. Now this one's dirty again from another time. I'm going to do the same thing, but this time with some OxiClean. So I'll put a little bit more in, because I'm going to use a little bit more because there's only 30% sodium bicarbonate. That's the active ingredient. That's the bit we're worried about. The rest is foaming agents and other junk that we really don't want in there. Same again, I'll whack some hot water in it. This time I'll remember to give it a mix up. Another jug of hot water. Oops, throw it everywhere. and the foaming is a pain. We didn't have to worry about this with the sodium bicarbonate. And anybody that knows that bubbles don't really have anything to do with cleaning, they're all there for show. So it's a little bit hard to see, isn't it? Because it's cloudy. There's some active stuff going on, but not as much as with the 100% sodium bicarbonate. We'll leave this for a while. See how it goes. Okay, so there it is. It's been about 3 or 4 hours. What sort of sucks about OxiClean is it doesn't clear very fast. It takes a long time to clear. And when it does, you're left with gunk down in the bottom, which I'll try and show you now. Hopefully, yeah, you can pick that up. See the gunk on the bottom? That didn't happen with the sodium bicarbonate. Cleaning wise, OxiClean did fine. So this time I'm going to mix up some sodium bicarbonate, 100%, at about 10 grams per litre. And we'll see how this goes. About 20 grams. Just going to whack it in there. Get a jug of hot water. And see how much more active it is than just a normal OxiClean. And I've put in some other things that I want to clean at the same time. There's a bit of copper pipe of a new manifold I'm playing around with. And you can just see how active sodium bicarbonate is. Another bit of plumbing down there. So to me, sodium bicarbonate wins hands down. This is still good, your OxiCleans. You know, if you're at a pinch and you have to grab it. But just check out eBay and your local home brew shops. I know Keg King has it down here for around $10 a kilo. You know, it's around. Just open your eyes and have a look and have a search on Google. I still use this for buckets and things. They're easy to hose out and you don't have to worry too much about. But beer lines, my beer glasses, everything else gets done with sodium bicarbonate. It really is an awesome product. The thing I don't like about this is the gunk it leaves behind. I'll show you a bit of footage here of a bucket, and all that had was a couple of hoses in it for brew day, and it was only probably a quarter of a cup of this, so just a splodge like that in the bucket I use. And I throw my brew stuff in straight away to properly clean at the end of the day, but it helps start it. And it just leaves a gunk and a white stuff on the bottom. You would have seen it on the bottom of the flasks as well that I showed you. There's a bucket I had OxiClean in to clean my hoses after brewing, and you can see all the gunk from the OxiClean that settles on the bottom. It makes it like a slimy film. It does wash off, but I find pure sodium bicarbonate, you don't get that. But anyway, that's it. Sodium bicarbonate mostly for me. This for the rougher stuff, buckets and stuff that are easy to hose out. Sodium bicarbonate, everything else. Cheers.